Did you notice Selena Gomez's $1 million black swan gown? With just one move, she managed to turn Hailey into the punchline again. But before we get into the dress breakdown, there's something nobody's talking about. A backstage moment caught on camera that completely changes everything we thought we knew about this entire situation. And I'm saving that bombshell for the very end of this video because once you see it, you'll never look at any of these red carpet appearances the same way again. At the Golden Globes, Selena wore a dress handcrafted by Chanel Haute Couture. The entire gown took 323 hours to complete. Think about that for a second. That's over 13 days of non-stop work. It was made from more than 200 embroidered elements. Just the white feather detailing on the bodice alone required meticulous attention. A single floral outline took 10 hours of work. 10 hours for one flower. The dress perfectly highlighted Selena's naturally curvy figure paired with her refined makeup. She looked nothing short of a queen. This time, Benny Blanco attended the event with her as her fiancé. The happiness on Selena's face made it clear this engagement was exactly what she needed. Now let me ask you something. Was Selena sending a message with this particular choice? Because the timing is just too perfect to ignore. The black swan symbolism. The dramatic transformation. The sheer opulence of it all. Compare that energy to what we saw from Hailey Bieber recently, and the contrast becomes impossible to miss. At a recent event, the dress Hailey wore told a completely different story. The silver gown looked extremely tight to the point where she had to keep her legs pressed together just to avoid an awkward moment. Multiple photographers noted how restricted her movement appeared. On top of that, Justin didn't attend the event with her. Facing the cameras alone, Hailey appeared visibly uncomfortable. Her smile seemed forced in several shots. Body language experts who analyzed the footage pointed out how her shoulders remained tense throughout the entire evening. She kept adjusting the dress. She barely made eye contact with photographers. And when she did smile, it didn't quite reach her eyes. But here's where it gets interesting. Selena's entire presence at the Golden Globes wasn't just about the dress. It was about the statement. She's no longer the innocent, naive girl she once was. She's transformed into a woman who knows exactly what she wants and how to get it. The confidence radiating from her was undeniable. Fashion critics called it her most powerful red carpet moment in years. Some even said it was a declaration of independence. A visual representation of leaving the past behind and stepping into a new chapter. Let me show you something most people missed. In the weeks leading up to the Golden Globes, Selena Gomez's emotional transformation became a trending topic across social media. Fans started documenting every public appearance, every interview, every candid photo. They noticed something shifting. Her makeup choices became bolder. Her fashion selections more daring. She stopped playing it safe. And then came that dress. That black swan moment that sent shockwaves through the internet. Meanwhile, the Selena Gomez response to questions about her past relationships has been nothing but graceful. She's refused to engage in drama. She's focused on her career, her mental health advocacy, and now her relationship with Benny. But that dress? That dress said everything she didn't need to put into words. It screamed confidence. It screamed success. It screamed I've moved on and I'm thriving. Now think about the symbolism for a second. Black swan. In ballet, the black swan represents the dark, seductive alter ego. The transformation from innocent white swan to powerful black swan is one of the most iconic character arcs in performance art. Was Selena channeling that energy? Was she telling us that she's embraced every part of her journey, including the painful chapters, and emerged stronger? I want you to comment below and tell me what you think. Was this dress choice intentional shade or just a coincidence? Because the internet is divided. Let's talk about what happened behind the scenes because this is where things get really juicy. Sources close to the situation revealed that Selena's styling team had been planning this look for months. They wanted something unforgettable. Something that would make headlines. Something that would cement her status as a fashion icon. And they absolutely delivered. The moment she stepped onto that red carpet, cameras went into overdrive. Fashion journalists scrambled to get the details. Social media exploded with reactions. The dress trended worldwide within minutes. But here's what nobody expected. While Selena was dominating headlines with her Black Swan moment, Hailey was dealing with her own set of challenges. The second-hand dress comments started circulating online almost immediately after her event appearance. Critics pointed out that for someone married to one of the biggest pop stars in the world, the choice seemed unusual. Was it a deliberate attempt at relatability? Or was something else going on behind closed doors? Body language experts weighed in on both appearances, and the analysis was fascinating. When examining Selena at the Golden Globes, they noted her open posture, her genuine smiles, the way she leaned into Benny during photos. All signs of comfort and happiness. When analyzing Hailey at her event, they pointed out closed-off body language, forced smiles, tension in her shoulders and neck, the constant fidgeting with her dress. These are classic signs of discomfort or anxiety. Now I want you to pause and really think about this. Look at the body language breakdown we just went through. Rewatch Hailey's red carpet footage if you can find it. Do you see what the experts are seeing? Was that a suppressed smile or genuine joy when she posed for cameras? Drop your analysis in the comments, because I'm genuinely curious what you all think. The fan investigation that followed these two events was absolutely insane. Within hours, dedicated fan accounts had created side-by-side comparison posts. They analyzed every detail: the cost of the dresses, the craftsmanship, the body language, the presence or absence of their partners, the makeup choices, the hairstyling. Everything was put under a microscope. And the consensus from a large portion of the internet was clear. Selena won this round by a landslide. But it goes deeper than just one red carpet appearance. This moment represents something bigger. It represents the narrative shift that's been happening over the past year. Selena has been on an upward trajectory. Her career is thriving. Her music is connecting with audiences. Her acting roles are getting critical acclaim. She launched a successful beauty brand. She's engaged to someone who clearly adores her. Everything seems to be falling into place. Meanwhile, questions keep swirling around Hailey and Justin's relationship. The lack of joint appearances. The cryptic social media posts. The body language when they are photographed together. Fans have been dissecting every interaction. Some claim the marriage is stronger than ever. Others see cracks forming. The truth is probably somewhere in between, but the speculation isn't going anywhere. Here's where the timeline gets really interesting. Just 3 weeks before Selena's Black Swan moment at the Golden Globes, there was an incident that flew under the radar. Paparazzi caught footage of Selena and Benny leaving a restaurant in Los Angeles. She was laughing, completely carefree, holding his hand. The photographers asked about wedding planning and she just smiled. Didn't say a word, just smiled. That smile told us everything we needed to know. She's happy. She's unbothered. She's moved on completely. Around that same time, deleted tweets started surfacing from fan accounts claiming to have inside information about tension in the Bieber household. Now, we have to take these with a grain of salt because fan accounts aren't always reliable sources. But the sheer volume of similar stories coming from different accounts made people pay attention. Screenshots circulated showing alleged private messages. Blind items appeared on gossip sites. The rumor mill went into overdrive. Fast forward to the Golden Globes, and suddenly all those whispers seemed to make sense. Selena showing up looking like absolute royalty, while Hailey struggled through a solo appearance in an ill-fitting dress. The optics were devastating. And whether intentional or not, it created a narrative that spread like wildfire across every social media platform. Let me show you the numbers because they're staggering. Selena's Golden Globes appearance generated over 15 million social media posts within 24 hours. Her dress was featured in every major fashion publication. She trended on Twitter for 3 consecutive days. Google searches for Selena Gomez emotional and Selena Gomez response skyrocketed. Meanwhile, Hailey's event appearance barely made a ripple by comparison. A few fashion blogs covered it. Some fan accounts posted about it. But it didn't have anywhere near the same cultural impact. Now here's what I find absolutely fascinating. The power dynamics have completely shifted. There was a time when any mention of this triangle would have people rushing to defend Justin and Hailey. But lately, the tide has turned. More and more people are celebrating Selena's glow-up. They're rooting for her happiness. They're invested in her love story with Benny. The narrative has fundamentally changed. And Selena knows it. You can see it in how she carries herself now. The woman who walked that Golden Globes red carpet is not the same person who used to get caught up in social media drama. She's evolved. She's grown. She's become untouchable in a way. No amount of shade or speculation seems to bother her anymore because she's genuinely happy. And happiness is the best revenge. Think about the transformation we've witnessed. From the girl who wrote heartbreak songs about her ex to the woman who shows up at the biggest night in Hollywood wearing a dress worth more than most people's cars, looking like she owns the entire room. That's character development. That's a glow up. That's what winning looks like. But wait, here's something that's going to blow your mind. During the commercial breaks at the Golden Globes, something happened backstage that only a handful of people witnessed. A moment between Selena and another A-list celebrity that completely shifts our understanding of her current mindset. Cameras weren't allowed in that area, but multiple sources confirmed what went down. And when I reveal this detail at the end of this video, you're going to understand why Selena's confidence is at an all-time high. The future impact of this moment cannot be overstated. Fashion historians are already calling Selena's Black Swan dress one of the defining red carpet looks of this awards season. It will be referenced for years to come. Students in fashion schools will study the craftsmanship. The symbolism will be analyzed in pop culture courses. This wasn't just a dress. It was a cultural moment. For Hailey, the path forward is less clear. The comparisons are inevitable now. Every time she steps onto a red carpet, people will measure it against Selena's appearances. Every outfit choice will be scrutinized. Every solo appearance will generate whispers about Justin's absence. It's an impossible position to be in, and honestly, I feel for her in that regard. Nobody deserves to constantly live in someone else's shadow. But here's the thing about public perception. Once a narrative takes hold, it's incredibly difficult to change. And right now, the narrative is that Selena is thriving while questions swirl around Hailey's situation. Fair or not, that's the story the internet has latched onto. And these two contrasting red carpet moments only reinforce that narrative. Social media has been absolutely ruthless with the comparisons. Meme accounts went wild. Side-by-side photos flooded timelines. Comment sections became battlegrounds. Team Selena versus Team Hailey debates raged across every platform. And through it all, Selena remained completely above the fray. She didn't respond. She didn't engage. She just kept glowing. That's the power move right there. Not getting dragged into drama. Not feeding the rumors. Just living your best life and letting your success speak for itself. Selena has mastered this approach. She's learned that the best response is no response. Just show up, look incredible, be happy, and let everyone else talk. Now let's talk about Justin for a second, because his role in all of this cannot be ignored. His absence from Hailey's event raised eyebrows. People immediately started asking why. Was he working? Was there tension? Is everything okay? These are questions that wouldn't have gotten as much attention if Selena hadn't just dominated the Golden Globes with Benny by her side. The contrast was too stark to ignore. Body language experts who have analyzed Justin and Hailey's recent joint appearances note some interesting patterns. There's less physical affection than in their early marriage days. They often appear to be going through the motions during public events. Their smiles don't always seem genuine. Now, this could mean absolutely nothing. Lots of couples go through phases. Marriage is hard work. But when you're in the public eye, every little thing gets magnified and analyzed to death. Compare that to Selena and Benny. They look like they can't keep their hands off each other. They're constantly laughing. They seem genuinely comfortable. There's an ease to their interactions that feels authentic. Again, we're only seeing what they choose to show us, but the energy is completely different. Here's where I want your input again. Looking at all the evidence we've laid out, the red carpet appearances, the body language, the presence or absence of partners, the overall energy, who do you think is genuinely happier right now? I'm not asking you to pick sides in terms of who you like more. I'm asking you to objectively analyze what we're seeing and give me your honest assessment. Comment below with your thoughts. The internet sleuths have been working overtime trying to find every possible connection and clue. They've gone back through years of Instagram posts. They've analyzed song lyrics. They've created elaborate timelines. They've screenshotted and archived everything. The level of dedication is honestly impressive. And what they've uncovered paints a fascinating picture of how these relationships have evolved over time. One particularly observant fan pointed out that Selena stopped following certain mutual friends right around the time her relationship with Benny started getting serious. Coincidence? Maybe. Strategic social media cleansing? Possibly. A sign of closing old chapters and starting fresh? Definitely feels that way. She's been very intentional about curating her online presence lately. Only positive energy allowed. Meanwhile, Hailey's social media has become increasingly cryptic. Vague quotes. Artsy photos with no context. Long gaps between posts. It's a stark contrast to her earlier days of very active engagement. People have theories about what this means. Some say she's protecting her peace. Others think she's struggling with the constant scrutiny. The truth is probably a combination of factors. But let's get back to that dress, because there's another layer to this story. The designer who created Selena's Black Swan gown gave an interview after the Golden Globes. They revealed that Selena was involved in every step of the design process. She knew exactly what she wanted. She had a vision. And she worked with the team to bring that vision to life. This wasn't just a dress picked off a rack or assigned by a stylist. This was a collaborative, artistic statement. That level of intentionality speaks volumes. Selena wanted to make an impact. She wanted to be remembered. She wanted to own that moment. And she succeeded beyond anyone's expectations. Fashion critics called it a masterclass in red carpet dressing. The images will live forever in the archives of iconic Hollywood moments. Now think about what that means for her brand moving forward. Selena has always been known for her music and acting. But increasingly, she's becoming recognized as a fashion icon, a beauty mogul, a mental health advocate. She's building an empire that goes far beyond her Disney Channel days. She's evolved into a multifaceted businesswoman who knows her worth and isn't afraid to demand it. The financial implications alone are staggering. After her Golden Globes appearance, her beauty brand saw a massive spike in sales. Her social media following grew by hundreds of thousands. Brand deals reportedly flooded in. That one dress potentially generated millions in indirect revenue. That's the power of a perfectly executed red carpet moment. For Hailey, the business side is equally important. She has her own beauty brand. She has modeling contracts. She has partnerships to maintain. But the constant comparison to Selena makes everything more complicated. Every product launch gets scrutinized. Every campaign gets compared. It's exhausting just to watch, let alone live through. Here's something most people don't consider. The mental toll of living under this microscope. Both of these women wake up every day knowing that millions of people are watching their every move, analyzing their every choice, comparing them to each other. That's an enormous amount of pressure. And while we're out here making videos and debating who won this round, they're actual human beings trying to live their lives. That said, they both chose public careers. They both benefit enormously from fame. So a certain level of scrutiny comes with the territory. The question is how they handle it. And right now, Selena seems to be handling it with grace and confidence, while Hailey appears to be struggling a bit more. That's not a judgment. It's just an observation based on what we can see. The paparazzi footage from the weeks surrounding these events tells its own story. Selena photographed smiling and relaxed during dinner dates. Selena laughing with friends at a private party. Selena looking radiant during casual errands. The candid shots show someone who's genuinely content. There's no performative happiness. It reads as authentic. Hailey's paparazzi shots from the same time frame show a different energy. More serious expressions. More guarded body language. Less natural smiling. Again, this could mean absolutely nothing. Maybe she's just tired of photographers following her around. Maybe she's having a rough week. We don't know the full context. But the optics create a narrative whether she intends them to or not. Now we're getting close to that backstage bombshell I mentioned at the beginning. But before we get there, let me paint the full picture of why this particular Golden Globes moment matters so much in the grand scheme of things. This wasn't just about a dress or a red carpet appearance. This was about legacy. This was about how these women will be remembered years from now. And now, here's what you've been waiting for. That backstage moment I teased at the very beginning. Multiple sources confirmed that during a commercial break, Selena was approached by another major celebrity who congratulated her on her engagement. What happened next shocked everyone in that backstage area. Selena apparently got emotional. Happy tears. And she said something that perfectly encapsulates where she is in life right now. She said, "I never thought I could be this happy. I didn't think this kind of peace was possible for me." Think about that statement. After everything she's been through, the public relationships, the health scares, the industry pressure, the constant comparison, she's finally found peace. And that peace showed in every photograph from that night. That's the secret nobody was talking about. The real transformation wasn't the dress. It was the internal journey that made her confident enough to wear it. That moment backstage reveals everything. Selena isn't performing happiness. She's living it. And you can't fake that kind of genuine contentment. It shows in your eyes. It shows in your energy. It shows in how you carry yourself. And that night at the Golden Globes, Selena carried herself like a woman who has absolutely nothing to prove to anyone because she's already won the most important battle. The battle for her own peace and happiness. So, what happens next in this ongoing saga? Well, Selena just announced a new album dropping later this year. Sources say it's her most personal work yet. The lead single is rumored to be about finding love after heartbreak. About choosing yourself first. About the journey to self-acceptance. If the quality matches the emotional depth she's been showing lately, it could be her biggest commercial success to date. Hailey has her own projects in the works. New beauty launches. Potential collaborations. She's trying to build her empire and establish herself independent of her famous last name. The question is whether she can shift the narrative in her favor or if she'll continue to be defined by these comparisons. And speaking of narratives, we've got another deep dive coming very soon about the real reason behind Justin's recent behavior changes. The clues have been there all along, but nobody connected them until now. You're going to want to see that video because it changes everything you thought you knew about what's really going on. That video will be linked at the end of this one. Make sure you stick around for it. But before we wrap up, I need to hear from you. This whole situation raises bigger questions about celebrity culture, public perception, and how we consume gossip. Are we being fair in our comparisons? Are we too invested in these people's personal lives? Or is this just harmless entertainment? Comment Team Confidence below if you think Selena's winning this chapter. Let me know your honest thoughts about everything we discussed today. If you made it all the way to the end of this deep dive, comment Black Swan Energy so I know you were here for the full story. Seriously appreciate every single one of you who takes the time to watch these breakdowns. Your engagement means everything and keeps this channel going strong. Now here's what I need from you. Smash that like button if you enjoyed this analysis. Hit subscribe if you want more celebrity deep dives just like this one. And absolutely turn on that notification bell because we post multiple times a week and you don't want to miss a single update. Share this video with anyone who's been following this story because trust me, they need to see this perspective. The algorithm loves when you engage, so likes, comments, and shares genuinely help us keep bringing you this content. This is just the beginning of an insane award season. We've got so much more coming. The behind-the-scenes drama, the fashion analysis, the body language breakdowns, the social media investigations, all of it. And Celeb Juices is your destination for the most thorough, entertaining coverage you'll find anywhere. We don't just report the gossip. We analyze it. We break it down. We give you the full context. That's what sets this channel apart. So get ready because the next few months are going to be absolutely wild. More red carpets, more drama, more moments that break the internet. And we'll be here covering every single second of it with the depth and detail you've come to expect from Celeb Juices. This is your community, your source for all things celebrity. And we're just getting started. Let's keep this juice flowing.